Hello and welcome to episode 33 of the D Hoop University podcast. This is your host, Darrell Harris, also known as D Hoopster. Got the Casual Diehards back on this one again for a impromptu recording that needed to happen. It needed to happen for sure. And I always give the listener a heads up when the listen is going to be a bit different than what they're used to. And the conversations we had on this pod, they're not sports centered for the most part. We're just having conversations, adult conversations again, about topics that we're all talking about. So, heads up for that, but it's a good one still. Don't forget, like and follow the pod wherever you're listening. We appreciate you for listening immensely. And do your homework, folks. Just leave us a rating. Leave us a review wherever you're listening on any platform. Doesn't have to be 5 out of 5. But so far on Apple, we're all 5 out of 5s, folks. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate it. We're going to keep it coming for that exact reason. Without further ado, Big Jace, take it away, my guy.
Hey, yo. Boom.
Do that. Hey, yo. If
What?
you know, you know.
Oh, man. What's good, Shiv?
Back at it, baby. Back
Yes,
at it.
sir. Yes, sir. No notes today, folks. No notes. No pod notes. No rubric. No outline for today.
No rubric.
You know what I mean? No agenda per se. Just open discussion. Shall we? May I? I might have my hand in the air.
Allow me to have this dance, bro.
Well, this morning, man, I had a great opportunity to go to Raiders training camp. And it was the first day it was open to the public. Veterans have reported, full swing. So I was like, this is great. I was like, it's just going to be me and Bash at that time of the day. It's early in the morning. I was like, I'm going to take Bash and we'll have some fun. So we got to.
So you slipped to the Raiders stadium, essentially.
Yeah. So it was at the Raiders headquarters, right? Which is in Henderson, which is at the, not where the Allegiant Stadium is.
Okay.
Near the Strip. So, pull up to the resort and then that's where you take it in and screen and all that.
Mhm.
Then you go to the training camp, which is down the street.
Okay.
So all fine and well, man. I was on time today. I'll give myself bonus points for that. It was early. I worked a night shift, folks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What time
we
did
were
you
out the
get there?
door.
What time did you have to get there?
Like between 8 and 8:30.
That's early. That's early in general, man.
Dude,
Coming
mad early.
coming off the night shift. Yeah, that's
For
tough.
me?
That is tough. That is definitely really tough.
But nah, yeah, all jokes. But yeah, no, it was good, man. It was fun. I knew Bash would kind of have a little fun, get him outside. It's really hot, so if you want to have any fun outside, you got to be outside at that time anyway, or else get ready. But I don't know, man. It was all going good. So I pull up. There's a line to get in, and I have Bash. I got our diaper bag. It's a camo Herschel. It's a nice little bag. And we are in line waiting to go. And the guy kind of sees me in the back of the line. Is like, hey, man, we got a clear bag policy, so you probably can't bring that in. I'm like, oh. I think back to when I worked at Allegiant Stadium. And I was like, you're right. Yeah, this is a thing. And I'm like, well, I'm like, even for the little ones, man, like, I was like, it's all good. Like, all right. Like, I'll take it back or whatever. And he comes back in about a minute, 2 minutes and says, hey, you're all good. Shout out to him. Because he went dipped off the strength. I didn't ask him to. And he didn't make anything up. So I'm like, oh, man, I appreciate that. Thanks. Okay, cool. Line moves about 15, 20 minutes. We're up next to, ticket in, see, friends and familiar faces. I'm like, oh, what's up, man? Multiple folks. And get through. Then you go through the little security bars, and I go to hand him the bag. Like, here, like, you can look, like, all right, my guy already came back, told me, I'm all good, just taking it in. Solid.
Right.
They're like, oh, the bag's too big. It's clear bag policy, my man. And I'm like, I was just told otherwise.
Yeah.
All good. Are you sure though? Like, I can't bring,
Yeah.
like, are we serious? And then,
Yeah.
there was a problem with a hydro flask, and I'm like, dude, this is the desert. Like, are we serious right now? I can't bring, what are we
Yeah. What's up with that?
had to just really suppress the energy, because I was like, are like, really?
Yeah.
Is this like, why are we doing this, dude? Like, do we not understand that this is completely insane? Shout out to my brother, because later on he was like, yeah, what you think I'm gonna do in here with my son with me?
Literally.
Like,
Literally.
and with my kid right next to me. And I'm like, you know what, man? Whatever. I get it. Whatever. I'll take the bag back. But to be honest, you kind of got me tight.
Yeah.
And go to take the bag back. In that motion, I probably wouldn't have walked back if it was just me, because it's like, you know what, bro? Yeah, I picked up the wrong vibe from that, and it is what it is. I'm you can, everybody's entitled to feel how they feel,
Right.
and Bash starts crying, dude, because we're in line the whole time. And every time the bus drives through, he's like, bus? You know what I mean? Point at the bus, want to run out. I'm holding him. I'm chilling him. He's got his bucket hat, his Raiders shirt. You feel
Yeah.
me? And he's like, oh, what's up? What's good? We outside with it. And we leave as we were at the front, like next to the bus. And he's like, oh, he's real tears, like crying on my way back, like on my shoulder, hold them. And I'm like, oh, it's all right, Bash. Like, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, we got to go back. We're gonna go back. Hold on, Bash. It's all good, man. It's all good. Go back. Throw the bag down. Walk back. We're the last group to go now. That bus is gone. Last group even, and we're going back through. And like I said, Bash, you're seeing him, and we're walking back, and I like, I didn't want to make anybody feel bad. It's nobody's problem. They probably were talking about me later that day, like, yo, this man really like think I care, like, because dude, read the policy, dude. You know what I feel me? Like,
Yeah.
whatever. I get it. I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
But I made it a point to communicate to somebody that I was like, I'm just want to communicate this because I am frustrated, and trust me, I get it. I get public safety. I get policy. I get, this is our standards for this X, Y, and Z. I worked for the Raiders. I love the Raiders. Work, understand the policy. I work in
Yeah.
news. Understand that that policy for a reason. Allegiant Stadium feels safe for a reason. It was the highest grossing stadium in the world this past year for a reason.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'm like, so I wanted to, like, I get it. I get, what, things need to be in place. I didn't go on that long. I'm elaborating now. And all this, like I said, I'm suppressing the energy. I'm not trying to be the angry black man. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm not wrong. And if I don't do something to express it, I'm not going to feel good at all. It's not going to be good. I'm outside and with my son. I was looking forward to this. You got my ass up early, chipper, making breakfast before, you feel me? Like, I was like, this is fun. I'm looking forward to it. Just to get there and immediately
get cooked.
like thrown, like whole vibe thrown, like, what, like, why am I, like, why I got me tight right now at 8:15?
Dude, I know.
So
It's annoying. I also agree because like one, like, bruh, like I'm 26 years old. Where am I gonna get a clear bag, like a plastic bag that I get from like groceries?
that's
Like,
one. So that's one of the things. And no, a transparent bag. So,
no, that's what I'm saying. But
dude. So
like,
one of the other things was the other thing was, it's like, all right, I get it if you're like, hey, but we got an alternative for you. We got this clear bag that you can, we got these, or we got something like maybe, shrink it down or something like, y'all such, like something like that. What I told her was, I was like, I get all of that. I think we got to be a little more like realistic about this. Come on now. Like what was going on there was not unreasonable. And, after the fact, it's just like, I went through everybody, went past, was at the lot, like walking up, and was only there because I was, communicated something. Shout out to my guy who went and did that, because like I said, did somebody lie to him? Did he make that up? I doubt it.
Right.
Nobody else, had anything to say until, I get scared doing their job as well. So I was just like, I get it, but I feel like as a parent, that's understood. And hosting events, when you bring somebody that's 2 or under, which Bash is, that's understood. And it's like you might need a diaper on you.
That's real. I don't know.
So I was just like, I get it. I just hope that you guys kind of consider that. I don't know. Like, I'm not, I get the ticket policy. Side note, I was, shared the tickets with, but it's all good. And we leave and we get there, and what really kicked in, because the car ride was fun. Bash loved the bus, but we're there, and I know he's on like a timer on just like chill mode. I'm seeing all these folks run around out here in jerseys, and I'm outside, and whistles and horns, and I'm trying to run around too. So like, I know he's gonna want to do some of that. And to counter that, I would have had stuff on me. I would have brought, an extra snack or two, an extra toy, a book, been, something a little more engaging. Keep the timer going. And just, we aren't gonna be there all day anyway. It's already 95 degrees, and I got, he's got sunscreen on. Like, I'm not gonna have him out here too long. That kind of expired. That little timer expires not too long, and I'm like, all right, we gotta move. We can't just post up. But as I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, I don't even have, the essentials that I need anywhere near me. I'm not gonna, be here for long with him. Like, that's not the place. It's not the predicament you want to be in as a parent. And it's only relative to whatever stage you're at, So, and I was just like, oh, whatever, man. Shout out to my GM. Pink Box was on site, so we had to, we got him a donut. We got a picture. And we made the most of it still. We had fun.
There we go.
Jimmy G was there.
Jimmy G.
We saw Jimmy. We saw Max. We saw Devontae. We saw everybody. To be like, you know what I mean. Yeah. So it was an experience, and I love the Raiders. Like, I still
they're
love
the
the Raiders.
Hometown team for you. Makes sense.
I was, kind of ingratiated to the organization, like I said, working there as a tour host, needing to feel knowledge about the whole fan base, and as a sports head, to like entertain these folks, like as they come through the stadium on this behind the scenes like access. And then like in that, I'm like, yo, this team is hard. This team is swaggy as heck. Like, I rock with these guys, man. Screw it. I didn't have a team growing up in LA, so I'm with these guys now. This is the home. This is the squad. Like,
LA Raiders, right?
Once a Raider, always a Raider type. Like, so I'm not mad at the end of the day.
No,
but I, wanted to share that, and it is what it was. Like I said, Jimmy G was there. Josh Jacobs wasn't. Ooh, nonetheless, I would say morale in the room was high.
His presence was, dude. I feel like last
morale
season
was high overall.
Such an anomaly. He was so nice. I don't even know like where that came from.
Yeah, we shouldn't be too surprised. I kid you not, folks. The Raiders might be cooking with gas. Nobody thinks it. I'll just say it now, man. I'm a homer as well, so I'm just shocked. This is no different from Shiv talking about the Patriots, which we're all going to see. Because, like I said, like we were saying, we talk football.
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen.
We talk a lot of football, but just you and I.
Yeah, no, that's real. No, I mean, hey, it's the Jimmy conundrum, right? It's like he's gonna be so mid, but you guys might find yourselves in the playoffs. But you got a tough division ahead of you, man. The Broncos are gonna be good.
But
The
the thing
Broncos are
is,
going to be good.
the AFC is like the Western Conference in the playoffs this past year,
It
where
is.
it's like, yo, it's a Royal Rumble,
It
but
is.
somebody's got to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you just got to stick around all season. Eventually, everybody's going to middle out and be a game or two below 500, and you got to execute.
Yeah.
And you got to want it, dude. You got to. I know you're
Well,
doing the same with the Pats.
it's also just tough for you guys because you guys play in like a dome, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Allegiant's hard, bro.
Like
It's like blacked
winter
out, white
winter
top.
winter football is tough. You gotta like hang on to the ball in the snow and the
But
rain.
we're seasoned living in Las Vegas as people because we get smacked by this heat. Then it gets cold as hell and windy and monsoons, and we're not too,
Yeah,
we're
but aren't you guys
seasoned.
playing
We're
indoors?
seasoned overall.
Aren't you guys playing like in an indoor stadium?
Yeah, but they never play there. Is the thing. They play there on game days. They roll the field in. Fun
Yeah.
fact about Allegiant Stadium. That's why their headquarters practice facilities out in Henderson. And we live in it, bro. We walk to our car, and our car's 120 degrees inside.
No, I know.
We'll take an extreme. We'll take a cold game.
We'll see. We'll
We'll take
see.
a Jimmy and Devontae are from cold weather. Hey, bro, we're gonna be nice, bro. Potentially. Count us out. That's
Could
fine. That's fine.
I
We
wouldn't be
got we
surprised if
got
they're in the thick
players
of
on
things.
both sides.
I yeah, I don't
Marcus
know.
Peters?
Marcus Peters was what is this like 2014? Marcus Peters.
No, I'm a homer. I'm a homer. But yeah, man, that was it on that. Moral of the story: you guys need to own a clear bag for these venues. Now you know. Now
Yeah.
you know. You live and you learn.
Yeah.
You let it go at the end of the day,
What can you
and
do?
you move. You keep going forward. You know,
What can you do?
gang. The transition from that story is kind of a hard one because I just want to mention Bronny and shout out to Bronny, man. We didn't do shout outs at the top.
Yeah.
It feels like it was missing.
Yeah, shout out to Bronny. We usually do have like shout outs.
Yeah, and it was natural today. No notes, folks. No notes.
No notes. No notes.
But for real, man, shout out to Bronny, man. We're all rooting for you. We're all wishing for the best. Shout out to the fan and beyond the shout out, man. But that's just what we say on here. But with all honesty, man,
That's tough scene, dude. It was just so unexpected. Like
I'm
how,
sure it's
what,
heavy.
why?
I'm sure it's heavy. But I know they're built for this. They're built for everything. They're built for anything. That family, you know what I mean? LeBron is a one of one.
Yeah.
So, none of this do I doubt any. The best possible outcome possible. It's literally all we've seen with this guy, and that's why this, like you said, was so shocking because it's like, wait, what? Like it kind of hasn't sunk in for me, honestly, and it's probably because LeBron hasn't said anything yet. And respect. I felt kind of funny talking about that whole experience because I'm like, maybe like, am I crying? Like, why? Like, just like stop playing, dude. Like, was I in my feelings? But no, those are real feelings, man. I wasn't capping, and I know what he's feeling right now is real, and he's authentic. Braun is one, Braun is Braun. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, and he's holding it down. He's got to be that rock from one dad to another. You know what I mean? Like I said, I got no question. I got no doubts. I got no questions about anything, on that front. It's impactful though. It's really impactful just because I was really, man. So we had a Bronny kicker on one episode, or I asked Chuck what he thought about Bronny.
Yeah.
Because I'm always looking ahead and like
Yeah.
wanting to like be like, yo, dude, what do you think about this? Because I'm thinking about this one way, and it sounds like I'm really looking forward to it. Like
Bronny? Yeah.
I thought more than anything, he was going to be at the front of what was at least probably a really trademark, memorable college basketball season because of the attention that it was going to bring. And I think that team is going to be good. I think that team's going to be very good. Their first game is going to be in Las Vegas. I was looking forward to that.
Wow. Yeah.
It's his debut.
Yeah.
In Trojan colors, man. And we just, have to wait and see with the law right now.
Yeah.
So I think that, before it's all kicking in, and we're all aware of it, we know the magnitude that name, that who he is coming in is going to, but I think it's going to do numbers, dude. I think college basketball is going to be more relevant than it's been in 5 to 10 years. Maybe like on just we're talking about this we're not just, it's late February.
Yeah.
Let's start addressing what's the college basketball narrative of the season so far? What's happening?
Who's this power forward from Nebraska who's averaging 16 and 10 and is apparently like the guy? The Luke Garza.
Man, this was going to be something. And it is going to be something. Still.
I agree. I mean, it's good to hear that like he like recovered like fully, or like they expect him to recover fully, but I think it's just so scary because it's like in a weird way, he was like playing basketball from a young age as the internet was like really popping off and like filming youth basketball. And so in a weird way, it feels like a lot of us who are like in touch with like hoop culture, like kind of watched him like grow up, you know what I mean? And like it's kind of crazy. So it's like
he's your younger sibling towards like, yo, you're 18 now, bro.
Yeah, it's like I remember when you
or
was,
younger
like,
like relative, younger relative, like your cousin who was like, oh dang, so and so, like, let's go, like that's kind of cool, like dang, already, like this is kind of crazy.
Everybody wants him to succeed. Like I really want him to succeed because it's like he's got a dope game, and I feel like it would translate so well at the college level. And I mean, hopefully he still plays, right? I don't think they've like ruled that out, at least to like whatever information is out there on the internet.
Which I was going to say right after too. Don't, weed out whatever reporting you're seeing. We'll hear from Bron.
Right.
And give it time. And just, don't expect anything like that. But any of this in between reporting on it, look through it, you know what I'm saying? Don't, but on the other real side and, fatherhood side, I'm like, when the DeMar Hamlin thing happened, I working in news and everything and covering it, and just, when it actually happened, a couple local kids afterward had similar incidents, and some of them were deadly, and it was like, what the hell? Like, what's kind of happening? Are we noticing this more, or is it, is that the case? And we didn't before, and it's just seen now because it happened on TV. But it still kind of shook me up when that one happened, because I'm like, that's so normal. Like, I know it was what happened was so normal.
It was just another hit.
And
it was just a bang bang play. It's crazy. Like it's crazy that it doesn't happen more frequently. That's
not even that. Like, I relate with injuries. I've severely injured something doing something the same way I've always done it multiple times. And after it happens, you're just like, bro, are you for real right now? So it's just always the anomaly. But that one, of course, being the most intense as it gets, severity wise, I'm like, what is that? I'm curious. I'm just curious, folks. We're not, we're just having real conversation on here like we always do. Just kind of like aware of this and just kind of like, but what is that? I get it. And I trust, we're all good. But it's just like, what is this, dude?
Do you think do you think Bash will play football?
That's the realest question that's been said on this
right?
pod since the pod has started. And like I said, folks, it was no
I
notes
don't
today.
I don't
No
have kids,
notes.
but I don't have kids, but I'll be honest with you, even if I did, I don't know if I would put him in football. Genuinely.
It's up to I
It's
can
up
tell
to it's
you, I can tell you there's one vote for no already. And
yeah,
it's a hard no. It's like almost an executive order type no.
yeah.
So like in order to overrule that no, I like need to get 2/3 majority. I need to submit a proposal.
Me too.
And do you know what I mean? Like legwork would need to be had just to get through the I'm not
Consider
having
it just to get her to consider it.
when Bash is, a teen and when he's mature and he's got interest, I'm going to back him
Yeah,
every step of the way.
yeah,
So
sure.
I'm not in any rush to throw him out there in
Yeah.
football, but football has changed too. Youth football has changed, man. Shout out to JB, man, because he, like I said, he gave the grease. He dropped it on episode 31, 32. Check it out.
Okay.
You'll know which episode it is when you see the title. Go
Yeah.
back and, like I said, make a point to just kind of hear him out some stuff. But it hurts, he's been dropping gems on me ever since. Just kind of just on a nugget here, like, hey, check this out. Hey, and the college basketball scene, man, it's kind of cooked. It's kind of cooked. So that,
I don't watch college ball until it's like March now, and and it's really sad for me because I avidly watched college ball throughout my years at Baylor. But now it's like I'll just kind of follow Baylor, so I'll see whatever's going on in the Big 12 or whatever happens in like those interconference tournaments or like those wild weekends where you're playing a different conference for a weekend.
but yeah, I don't know. I'm not in any rush for him to play youth football. Youth football has changed though. They're weeding out contact in that and throwing flags for more, and you know, it's kind of weird right now
Yeah.
because it's like the parents, you're like, what are we doing? Like, but like I said, I don't know, man. I think Bash, is going to take a liking to a number of things, so he's just gonna, you know what I mean. We'll see. I have no idea, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
he's naturally gonna do whatever he likes the
Yeah.
most and try some of it all, I'm sure. So it'll be fun. But that was a real question. Shout out to you. Hashtag no notes.
It's a real question. I mean, hey, it's worth considering. I'm sure a lot of parents consider it, right? Like across the country every year. Because like I
Yeah.
know one of my things when I look back on high school, it's like, do I like I kind of wish I played football. Like a little bit. Like who doesn't, right? Like, but at the same time, like,
I,
do I see
yeah, I
myself
have
getting
memories
pads?
memories of it. I
I
mean,
didn't
well,
play.
yeah, you look at the organizations and the business, and the NFL has never been the kindest either to the athlete. You know what I'm saying? The running backs
But
are
like,
mad. I was mad this morning. No, no, man. Shout out everything we already covered. Moving along. The fantasy league is growing.
yeah,
Spots are available. The discussion is not the group chat's not formed yet, but I would say that we are, 60 to 70% there,
yeah,
to 10 to 12 spots. So jump in, let me know. And either way, that's going to be really fun, man. We're going to try and get a draft episode of some sort out of it as well. And
yeah.
stay tuned. That's going to be a lot of fun and a fixture to come. Other than that, we're just kind of breezing through everything else. We're still talking about Paul Pierce.
We have to. It's okay. You brought it up, I'm down. Okay, so if you haven't like been involved in basketball Twitter, there's a lot of discourse around like Paul Pierce believing that he's better than Dwayne Wade, and everybody is quick to be like, that's insane. Like that's the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. And it's like for some reason, people just choose not to like acknowledge what he was able to individually contribute as a player when the Celtics weren't making the playoffs or when they were making the playoffs, but they wouldn't make a serious final push because they just didn't have like the squads. But it's not like, but like Paul Pierce is like going toe to toe with the best player every series, and he's bringing it every game, and he's gone toe to toe with like your favorite player's favorite player, Kobe,
Yeah.
LeBron. Like he's given LeBron 45.
Yeah.
Like
The
he's
T
hung it to him a couple times.
the T Max, you know what I mean? The Mellows.
Literally everyone's like received it from Paul Pierce. Like, who do you think? Like step back Jays? Are you kidding? Paul Pierce at the elbow, step back, that's butter, dog.
Dwight
Like,
Howards.
dude, like people are acting like he was just trotting out there, putting up like Dudley numbers, like he was like Trevor Ariza or something, where he's just running around. Like, no, first of all, this guy's getting you like 25 and 5 a night minimum. God forbid he's in his bag and he's hitting threes in transition. Like, then he's giving you like 36.
The fact that players that can dominate that aren't the upper percentile of athleticism,
It's
you know,
insane.
like the top percentile, when that's not a factor, it just brings up two things. When you're able to do that based off of skill and just, you know, the bare bones of whatever you have physically, it almost says more because it's like, yo, I understand this. Like, I'm nice at this. But to each his
Literally.
own. The other thing, I think this brings up the, you know, if shout out to Jeff Teague because he's cooking. They're cooking over there. He got something going.
He is
Who
an incredible.
who
First of all,
knew?
shout out to Jeff Teague. I agree. Shout out to Jeff Teague.
He's
He's an
keeping it
insane
hot.
dude. I didn't know he had this. Like, I was not aware that he had this personality at all. Like, I thought he was just kind of like a quiet guy. But every time I like watch his stuff,
He's
I'm
like
like, dude,
hilarious.
he's an incredible storyteller.
Well, point guards are the most annoying teammate.
That's fair.
And like annoying in like a lighthearted way.
Yeah.
Like they're the ones who always like got something to say or like trust me. Like if anything,
Some boy,
they
yeah. If anyone's
they
saying anything, it's definitely the
and they're
point
gonna be
guard.
like, what? Like
Yeah.
they're the big little dog, and that's no diss at all. You know what I mean? Just relative to a team. But I've always looked at like Mike Bridges as like a guy like that on the team where it's like, you know, this fool is like talking mad trash when you're at the free throw line in practice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Like it's like it's the free throw drill, and he's just like, oh, he's
like
gonna
just
make
saying
it. Don't
something
even worry about
funny,
it.
like
Yeah.
whispering it, like, oh, y'all, we good. And those guys are the best. Like that's, you know, that's the bread and butter in the league and playing basketball and those guys in the gym. But so like bro's keeping it real, man, and I can appreciate it. Shout out to Paul George and, you know, other guys doing things like that.
Yeah.
And they, you know, Paul Jeff Teague said he thinks he has Harden over Dwayne Wade, and he's a contemporary, but
Yeah.
he's seen both sides.
Yeah.
And we won't take it there. We'll say let's, you know, let things play out still, and that clearly the consensus is Dwayne Wade, you know, tops him. But I mean, hey, you got a guy who's kind of seen it. I think we'll wait for a long time before we see folks do that 30-point stretch that Harden did. Didn't Harden go 30 for 30? Stop it. Stop it, everybody. Stop it.
Might have.
He did. Because I remember saying that, like, if this happens and this man really goes, like, it clicked in my head, the 30 for 30, and that being like a thing, that I was like, if he drops 30 points like in 30 games, that is something.
That is
Straight.
definitely something.
That
Well,
is
people won't
something.
respect it, dude. People won't respect it because their notion of basketball is just
And he
so,
was doing the 30 triple doubles, and come on.
dude.
I mean,
He
it
was
wasn't the
dominating.
Westbrook, 30 either.
It was
But
a different style of like. It was just such a. I honestly, it was such a unique
It was
versus
cheese,
carrying a team, bro.
but it
It's
was.
like traditionally the guy that carries the team is more like, I'm gonna operate in like the mid post, I'm gonna slow the game down. Like, I'm gonna make you feel every bucket and every possession. Kobe, Jordan, they made you feel every possession. LeBron makes you feel like every possession. But with Harden, it's like, nah, we're gonna go up and down, and I'm just gonna hit the step back three occasionally, but also end up with like 14 assists and like 10 rebounds on insane efficiency. And it was just like it was just such a unique version of that individual dominance that we haven't really seen before. And I think we won't really appreciate it until
Yeah.
much later.
That's
But
essentially the Dwayne Wade story too. And kind
yeah,
of looking back at Paul Pierce too of it all, when I know it, like I said, for Paul Pierce, if you can do it without the skill set, it says a lot, testament to you. But in terms of how it translates, when you are the best athlete on the court,
yeah,
to go along with your skill and mental capacity for the game, like Dwayne Wade had and was for stretches, where it's just, hey, I am a force of nature out here.
yeah,
And that hits a little differently, and that's
yeah,
why it
for
does
sure.
tip that's why it does tip the scale. And even in like the Harden conversation, it kind of would too, because you're getting it on both sides from a D Wade, and y'all gotta chill out on D Wade, I guess is the story.
But let me pose the situation like this. Let's say I was to ask you about a contemporary that you compete against, whether it be in the classroom, in IM basketball, like if if you ask me if somebody that beat us in a game of basketball, if I thought someone was better than me, and it was like we were essentially around the same skill level, I would tell you like, no, what are you talking about? And like it doesn't matter that he got carried by his team who had two dudes that were like 6'5" playmakers, bounce off 2 feet. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's not like that. And Paul Pierce went head to head with him over the span of so many years, pre Braun, post Braun, right? Like those were like, so yeah, like I feel you. Like you should feel that way. But at the same time, is it true? I don't know. If they ran the ones, do I think Paul Pierce could beat D Wade in a one-on-one game? Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Harden too.
Like I don't think
Probably
it's
not.
like
Harden probably get clamped towards the end. Harden might lose 12 to 11 because it went past, or he might lose 23 to 21 or something like that because it went past 21.
yeah. I mean, he could. I think
uh,
I think Pierce was a great two-way player too. And if you think I'm lying, just
no,
go
he
on
was. He was. He
like
was.
just go on YouTube.
My man got assaulted and then played an entire season a month later.
What are you talking about? Like Harden pulls a
Yeah, man.
hammy and like demands a trade. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Pierce is
come on,
different.
dog.
You know what these two guys do have in common? Pierce and James Harden.
They're insane partiers. I was gonna ask you this. Okay, who do you
That
think?
wasn't where I was going.
Oh, really?
That was not where I was going at all. I thought about this before the pod.
No way. No. Dude,
That's hilarious.
I was gonna ask as a follow-up too. I think you know who I think if it take the entire spectrum timeline of NBA players, who do you think is the best NBA player to party with ever in the history of the league? In the history of the league, I'm telling you right
I'm
now,
not going with anybody from 2005 on for sure.
You know who I'm
It's
taking? I
got to
know
be
this
somebody
confident.
from back in the day. Oh,
Confident.
well, it was Magic, but it ain't Magic. No,
It's definitely not Magic. It's for sure not Magic.
but
And
back
no,
in but
no
in the
disrespect. I know
if
Magic
it
was
was
hard.
85, it
Yeah.
was Magic. And you know what, bro? This is episode 33. Shout out to Larry Bird.
Shout out to Bird, one of the greatest trash talkers ever, apparently. But
Shout
I
out to
still can't
Bird.
like I can't picture that. Everybody says Larry Bird used to like be the best trash talker ever. But like I look at him and I'm just like, I can't make that connection for some reason. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just can't like I can't imagine Larry Bird saying that. I'd be so like I just feel like bro, like this dude's giving it to me right now.
Whose man's is this? But he's cold.
Dude.
But what I was gonna say
Oh,
about
so hold on. So who's the player that you would like?
party with
Yeah,
it would
like who's the best partier? Do you think in the entire spectrum of NBA history? I guarantee you, it's Carmelo Anthony. Just look at this picture. Look at this picture. He's
I
got the
saw
towel. He's got the towel under the bucket hat with the shades on in the club, drenched in sweat at
what
3 a.m.
what I'll
That's
say
insane.
about what I'll say about Melo is I happen to have just ran into this man and he was on a vibe where he came through the door. I was chilling outside because it was already kind of wrapped. I was
Yeah.
dipping soon. He's on his way out. I had no idea Carmelo Anthony was going to walk past his door on his way to the elevator. He walks out. His vibe of the day was he walked out, sees me, daps me. I kid you, I'm not capping on the pod, just off the strength of like you were standing right there. Maybe you were gonna but just mid conversation, hey yo, what's up? I see you right here too, my brother. Like, yo, just dap, like on my way out, like fan, like love, like just
Like I'm vibing.
that's the bet. That's the bet.
Dude, I'm telling you, Melo's probably the best partier ever.
That's the
Like,
one.
there's
You'll party with Mello and leave with like a brand, like a deal the next day. And like, yo, be like, forget like, yo, hey, I forgot this fool did plug me with Foot Locker.
Melo's, yeah, dude. I would totally party with Melo, dog. Melo would be sick.
That's what's up. I can't wait till the next one. Oh man. What I was gonna say about Paul George too. He from outside, but what I was gonna say about Paul Pierce and James Harden, what they had in common was that they're two LA kids.
That's true. That is true. Pierce is from Inglewood. Harden's
Shout out
from
to Inglewood, Artesia.
Artesia.
Shout out to the 310, the 562, the 323, the 213, the 424. We'll even throw in the 714. Shout out to all of those zip codes, all those area codes. Shout out to the man, you know what I'm saying? The land. That's the land, brother.
And La La Land, baby.
I don't know, man. Am I cooked? Are we cooked? Is that the pod? Because I don't know. No notes.
I
No
got nothing.
notes.
I got nothing left. I mean, okay, I'd be down to like follow this hypothetical Harden, Wade, Pierce one-on-one tournament. Let's set the rules. It's King of the Hill, right? King of the Hill type thing, maybe.
Like All-Star Weekend?
Yeah, King of the Hill, right? Games to 21. It's just a game
No,
of
no, no,
21.
no. Heck no. Game's probably the 7. If
Let's
we're
do
talking
11.
tournament wise, like bracket and like it's happening like right here, probably talking like
Oh,
games to like
let's just do like 11. Let's just do 11. Let's do 11.
11 twos and threes,
11 ones and twos.
11 ones and twos.
Ones and twos. Who
Is it made like all right? So there's a template for this. There's the big three, and shout out to Ice Cube. I've done a morning newscast with him on the show. Shout out to Good Day Las Vegas, and the big three. You know they do losers. Like you make it, the other team gets the ball. Is it make it take it, or is it make it D up?
No, it's King of the Hill. King of the Hill. Make it take.
Yeah. On God. On God.
Like, that's cool. I think that's dope.
Yeah. No, let's do that. Yeah. Threes
Like,
is different. Yeah. Let's play and they play with a pace. They're going to 50. Like, yeah, they're doing their thing for sure.
Regular King of the Hill.
Ones.
King of the Hill
Yeah. I just got a bucket on you. Check up. It's my ball still.
Yeah.
For sure.
Exactly.
So
they shoot for ball. Whoever starts the ball, I don't give a
shoot
fuck.
Shoot for ball. I feel you.
I don't care who starts the ball because I think people
that's the coin toss essentially.
I think either way, people are getting stops. Like Harden's gonna cook and do his thing, but honestly, and I respect Harden. I think Paul Pierce wins that. He's just bigger bodied. He's gonna get him down in the post. He's gonna Harden's taking a couple friendly shoulders below the elbow.
Paul Pierce was a master at separation.
And in a game of one-on-one, I like the guy that can dribble quickly. I like an athletic guy, but at the same time, if you're just big body and you get to your spots, that's easy. That's butter.
If you're all day with it, he's all day with it.
He's giving you 45 on mostly twos, by the way. Like,
The fact that you got to get a stop
it's different.
makes it interesting because now you got to play defense, or you
Exactly.
want to lose 7, or you want to lose 11-0.
Exactly.
You want to be that guy? All-Star weekend, D up. What would Kobe do? You know what I'm saying?
I'm making the case for Pierce. I think there's a scenario
And
where
who's getting hurt playing once? I might have had that might be on my bingo card, in all honesty. But
good.
who's getting hurt playing ones? I'm here for that, dude. You can still somehow integrate 12 guys like this. It'll be dope. All-Star weekend. Take it. Here. I'm giving you this. Do this. Both halves are running. Both half courts are running. Have all the all-stars participate in it. You know what I mean? We'll see if a bigs will have an advantage or something along the lines, or have a different lineup. Have the King of the Hill participants. King of the Mountain,
Yeah.
and they do that, have both half courts running. They're running these, first big bracket games, narrowing it down. Once you get to the 8 or the 4, then we all move to half court. Give them a break, you know what I'm saying? Have a performance in between. This would be compelling somewhat. Because it's like, who's going to win the ones? Like, for real. Come back. You got all the players courtside. You got Michael B. Jordan courtside. Who else did you got? Lil Baby over there. You got, depending on what city we're in, you know what I'm saying? You got King of the Town is in the building.
You got people. You got people.
You got the judges if you need. You got, you know what I'm saying, or whoever's there. You got Ernie. You got Kenny. Oh my God.
Got the gang. Like, you'll be good.
You let Kenny narrate this ones tournament and Reggie.
And Reggie.
And
no,
you narrow it down. You get them on one side of the building. Everybody's lit. You know what I'm saying? Shot clock. You get 12 seconds, 10 seconds. It's either shot clock or it's.
I'm not trying to hear the shot clock go off.
It's either shot clock or it's 7 dribbles or like 5 dribbles. You know what I mean? You got to count down 10. Put the number on the. Put the scoreboard on the court like you do on the broadcast. Do the max reality on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's lit, bro. That's kind of lit.
Well, so what do you think? Who would win? Harden, Wade, or Paul Pierce? King of the Hill?
I don't care. I don't know. Out of those guys, out of those 3, I would probably say Wade, because I think Wade would get he would be the one that we're playing ones, you're really driving and you're looping hella wide on me type, where it's like, all right, bro, knock it off. Like, but he's so fast and like he's gonna get positioning, and like we act like Wade's not the league leader in all time blocks for a shooting guard. He's gonna D up, man. He's as big as those guys, as strong as them. And he's gonna get his, but off the cheese of like, oh, look at this guy driving, and like, he's gonna come out. He's gonna come out with it. Let's stop playing with D Wade, man. Let's stop playing with Wade. Let's stop playing with his family. Let's stop playing with Wade, man. Wade's that guy. Look at what he pioneered. Look at what he pioneered, venturing with Li-Ning and starting the way of Wade.
Yeah.
Look at what he's done with that.
Great shoe.
Look at what we have right now, though, as a result. We got Austin Reeves with a shoe. I have no idea what brand that is. Aaron Gordon has a shoe.
Yeah.
I kid you not.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Andrew Wiggins has a shoe.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson has, you know what I'm saying? Klay Thompson was the face of the brand. Kyrie is now the face of the brand. That brand elevated. They went from Klay, give us a bone, to, yo, Kyrie is running things here. We're good.
Yeah. And the shoes look nice, too.
Are Kyrie's shoes not always the swaggiest? I had the original Kyrie to drop that dropped. The Dream Kyrie ones, because I was on board. I was with it. Shout out to Moms. She got them for Christmas. You feel me? Senior season. I was rocking those. And we're going to talk shoes on here soon, too, folks, because we talk shoes. We like shoes, and that's a thing of the culture. Yeah. And I like that we got this mentioned in on it. But yeah, dude, that's funny, man. So let's stop playing with Wade. NBA, let's get the ones. You had a good thing with NBA Con.
Yeah.
Darrell had another idea with that I'm not going to mention. And, maybe he mentioned it on the pod. I don't know. I have a lot of conversations with folks throughout the day, and on and off air.
Me too.
On and off wax. I think that does it, man. Shout out to Jace on the way out. Y'all keep getting to it, man. We're gonna do the same.
Yeah, no, that was good. That was good.
You feel me?
I don't know where we went, how we got here, but that was good.
That's what you need sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta let it all out. Is this a safe place?
Yeah. Safe space. It's always a safe space. It's an open door policy.
Keep the beat going. Keep the beat going. We out of here, folks. Until next time.